So I'm just sitting here responding to some text to my subscribers where I sent out a message a couple days ago asking them what their favorite art or what artists they were listening to lately. I was really surprised with how many people responded to it. Honored, honestly, with how many people responded to it. But what I'm finding really interesting is the consistencies. Now, granted, it would be consistent in the sense of like there is an outlier in the sense that, a lot of people on the texting list are from specific artists that may have found my channel from reaction videos. So that is something to be said in and of itself. But I am surprised at the consistencies of how many artists are on this list from people from social media. Meaning, for example, like Jaden or Connor Price or Nick D, Boy with Uke, or a couple others that I'm forgetting off the top of my head. But like, it's really wild where a lot of these artists came from things like TikTok and they've really exploded. And now they're becoming like just names that people are like several people are dropping when they say, "Who are you listening to?" And I'm like, wow, it's wild the power of social media and how much it can really influence somebody's career. It can literally change your career. And people poo-pooed it for so long, and now here's somebody from the middle of Oklahoma saying, "Oh yeah, I'm listening to Connor Price, like this unsigned rapper that has 2 million monthly listeners on Spotify." Like, it's crazy. So you want to hear something that I ironically have a hard time with? As spontaneous of a person that I am, I ironically have a hard time with the spontaneity of others. What I mean by that is the sense of I am very good at being spontaneous, just being like, hey, I'm going to do this today, or I'm going to do this right now, or I'm going to change this, I'm going to do this. Once I'm in the middle of something and somebody's like, hey, can you help me right now with this? Ooh, it throws me for a whirlwind. For example, I had my schedule planned for this morning, and Jamie wanted to go check the car seat for the baby because I put it in yesterday. It wasn't looking right. We both wanted to look it over again, but I was in the middle of something, and she wanted to go out and look. Now, the reality is she could have gone out and looked by herself. Like, she didn't ask me to come, but I felt obligated to come, which is partly my fault in itself. Like, I created the issue by feeling obligated and, like, having to go. She didn't even ask. She could have looked at it by herself. But that like spontaneous, hey, I'm going to look right now kind of thing threw me for a loop. And then we started arguing because she didn't feel like I was giving her the time of day, which is fair because I was frustrated. But it's so stupid, but it's so funny how I'm very spontaneous, but I am not good at being spontaneous with others. I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress. And especially with the baby coming soon, I know and I acknowledge. I acknowledge it. So I don't need the comments section being like, you gotta give up your time. It's, like, I get it. I know. I'm working in progress, but I'm just sharing because I'm human. So I have this new songwriting idea. I've been trying a lot lately to write a song about having a kid or maybe even to the future kid, but it's been a little difficult and I've gotten a lot of ideas and almost like short songs. So I had this idea of, in addition to hopefully continuing to do the tiny tuto tunes, which would be like the lullabies, that converting my original songs, the previous songs, into lullabies, the idea of taking, like maybe making like a 5 or 6, 7 song EP of, they don't have to be 3-4 minute songs, maybe a minute, 2 minutes, just essentially ideas of things that I would want to communicate to my future kid. Whatever that may be, the fact of like, what I've learned in this world so far, how I feel about things, my opinion, how I feel about them, just even stories like, hey, it's however many weeks until we meet you, or, like stuff like that. And it's almost a cool exercise. And one thing I was thinking about this morning is like, sometimes I get so caught up in songwriting or the trouble of songwriting because I'm concerned about what other people are going to think of the song. If I'm writing a love song, say, I'm like, well, what will people think? Like, are people going to like that lyric? Are people not going to like that lyric? And one thing which is wrong, by the way, you shouldn't be doing that. But one thing I was thinking specifically about with this, songwriting exercise is, what would I write if I was only going to show it to my kid? In the sense of not like taking the pressure of like it having to be perfect, or what if that rhyme is stupid, or what if it's cheesy? No, what if I was only writing it for them? If I release it after the fact, yeah, probably, maybe, but like the mindset of it's only for them. It doesn't matter if some guy in the middle of California or England or South Africa thinks it's silly or cool or great or terrible or whatever. It's for them. And that's it, and there's so much freedom in that, because it's like, I don't overthink, oh, is this rhyme cheesy, is it not? Like, if I'm trying to communicate what I'm trying to say to my child, that's all that matters. And I think that all songwriting should be approached by that, but like that, easier said than done. I don't know, there's a lot of freedom within that. I think I've got it, ladies and gentlemen. I think think I got the track. I think I got one down.